Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Life Conversations with Victor James. Yeah, yours sincerely, that's me. I'm Victor James. I think I need to ask my parents about my name. How manage? I have to. Okay, I think I've asked them before. So the story is that they already decided to give you a child, Victor. So, but my mother wanted his child, or rather, our child, to also be James. So I think it was a compromise. Normally, my first name was supposed to be James, but according to my mother's account, when I was given birth to, when I was growing up, people understood that my first name was James, but they also knew that my other name was Victor. So they started calling me Victor instead of James. I don't know why. So here am I, Victor, first name, James, middle name. I don't know why I'm going on a biographical account of my life. Who am I? Yeah, okay. That brings us to the point or the topic of today. Self-importance. How important are you? How important are you? You're good. This is going to be very interesting. I can feel it. I didn't write what I would say in any note or something, but I can already feel it that we are going to have a lot of interesting conversation and theories and thoughts will be shared in the next minutes. So now, let's talk about this podcast. For example, I put it out there. I try to do it every week, but I've not been consistent. So anytime I put it out there, to be honest, I just put it off my mind because I work with the principle of you are not important. Yeah. So let me explain. People talk to me, people ask me that they also want to create content on a steady basis. They want to also write, or they want to speak, or they want to act, they want to do something to express themselves more in the public domain. However, they are afraid, I should label it as afraid of being ignored. They are careful, they wonder if people would respond to their content. So because of that, many times they just altogether stay silent. So they don't bother anymore to talk. They don't do anything. They don't come up with ideas. They don't act. They don't write. They don't speak. They just shut up. Why? Because they are afraid that people would not respond, and therefore they would become disappointed. Now, as a form of reverse defense mechanism, they don't want to do anything. I don't know. I can't really give an opinion of how I got here, where I write and at least a bit of people respond in terms of comments or reactions or likes, or I put podcast and at least so far there has been at least a handful of people that always listen. Randomly, some people would listen. I've not put up anything where no one listened. I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful that you're even listening now. However, there's something I've learned over the years. The thing is this: I've completely convinced myself that I am not important to the scheme of things in this life. So let me consider this non-importance. Then later on we will examine importance. So because I always think that I'm not very important, like life goes on. If I stop living today, of course we live long, but if something happens and I stop and I seize my breath and something happens to me today, tomorrow will come. My mother, who I feel is one of the people who lost me most in this world presently, would live tomorrow. She wouldn't die. My siblings will live on. The listener of the podcast will live on. Probably find a better podcast to listen to. Those who have enjoyed me, what I've said, what I've written, the way I act, those who believe they like me, those who do not like me, everybody will move on, will live on. While moving on may be separate or different, but they will live on. They won't fall and die. My death will not stop the sun, it will not stop the moon, it will not stop the oceans. My death will not cause you to stop living. I won't die, please. I know if my mother is listening to this now, it probably brings some tears to her eyes. So let me stop with talking about it. But this is a fact. It is a fact. It is reality. It is a fact. It's not a theory that each of us, you listening, me, my own mom, my own dad, my sibling, no matter who, my best friend, whoever it is, the president, the governor, whoever it is, president of the biggest country in the world, of the poorest country, whoever it is, when we leave this world, the world lives on. So how important then are we? Why then do we need to feel entitled? Why do we need to feel people who owe us some attention? Why should anybody listen to my podcast? Why should anybody read what I've written? Why? Whether they read or they do not, whether they listen or they do not, they will live on. My existence is bound to, I think, maximally maybe 5-6 people. In this life, my existence is bound to 6 people. That is, these 6 people are the ones who will feel it for the longest of times if I stopped living the way I've been living. Not even necessarily dead. So how important are we? I've realized now that so many people live with some form of false cloud over their head. There's a cloud hanging over their head. They have a false cloak, golden cloak. They feel that they are the biggest people in the world. They feel that they call the shots. They feel that if they are no longer in one's life, that's the end. No. You know what this manner of living, what this life principle has taught me, this culture that I've adopted, I think for 5 years now, living my life, not reminding myself every time that I'm not an important person. When people see me, for example, when I meet people and they say, they call my name and they say, you are always this one, they are trying to praise me. I just try quickly to cut it down. Please, I'm not. It's not. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. I'm nothing. Yes, that's it. I'm nothing. People can praise you, can feel that, without, once I wake up like this, it is you that I send message to. The fact is this: if that relationship ends, they will find someone else to replace you. This is not a sad story. This is not tragedy. This is reality. There's somebody else that would replace you. It's not. People would say, make yourself irreplaceable. Make yourself irreplaceable. Why? Why would you be irreplaceable? No matter how good you are, eventually, your time will be up. You will lose the energy to do that. Someone else will take over. It's the way of life. It has always been. You replaced somebody would also replace you. Now, if you want to live a life where you feel that you are important to people, 2 things set in: pride, disappointment, and hatred. Those are the end results that I can interpolate from living like that. You feel that you are very important. On the day of your birthday, you did this, you saw 20 happy birthday messages, you felt that maybe you would have gotten 50. Those 20 becomes distasteful and bitter in your tongue, on your mouth. You feel, I thought that people will celebrate me. I thought people will change status for me. I thought some people will bring cake for me. Why? I did it for them, so I thought they would do it for me. Why? If they don't do it for you, will they by any means stop living? No. Will they lose some joy? No. If they do it for you, will they lose some joy? No. Will they stop living? You are not tied to their existence. You will just be angry and disappointed for absolutely nothing. Pride, anger, and hatred. The day that you felt that you achieved a great thing on the day of your wedding, let's say for example, people didn't show up, people didn't pay money for Asoebi materials, the clothing materials for the wedding, people. And most of when these things happen, it's not that zero. People are not angry over zero. That is nobody, absolutely no one showed up. People are usually angry about few, because few people showed up. Because how did we push ourselves here? How will you allow yourself to feel that you are so important that people must always show up for you? If you want to show up for people, want to live your life like that, that is fine. I encourage that. I try as much as possible to do that. Show up for people. But don't forget that you showing up for people doesn't mean that you are important to them. It doesn't mean that don't overblow, don't overrate, don't overestimate your value. Some people will say, if people value me, they will do this one. Look, there is you cannot attain some value in people's life. Like, it's impossible. A mother, I don't know the relationship that can be as big or as mighty as a mother and a child. Yet the mother of a child is not invaluable. It's not irreplaceable in the life of that child. There have been mothers who died at childbirth, and that child went on to live, became a great person. The same thing too on the other way around. There have been children who died and the mother went on happy. So if a mother and child can live out of relationship between each other, and yet both of them live fantastic lives, who are you, oh best friend? Who are you, oh sister? Who are you, oh fan? Whatever it is, that you would now feel that, oh yeah, if it were not me, we wouldn't have. If it were not me, you wouldn't have. People will find a way, with or without you. If you have fulfilled a role in somebody's life, it's fantastic. You are the one that is giving that person advice. You are the one that is sponsoring that person. That's great. You are fulfilling a role in the life of that person. You are an important person to that person at that moment in time. But please, by all means, don't overestimate your importance. You are not God over another person's life. There have been instances where even students of schools, a lecturer or a teacher would say, you would not graduate without me approving of this result, or without you bowing to me. At the end of the day, there have been instances where the student will go to another department, go to another school entirely. Oh yeah, you say you lose 4 years. What is 4 years if I live to 90? Yeah, of course. But the fact is that without you, I became somebody. We have to fix it. The feeling of self-importance will not take us anywhere. So I have a best friend when I was in university who won a scholarship at the time. I think the sum of 150,000 naira was the award of the scholarship. That's the monetary terms. So when he went to collect this 150,000 naira, the first thing that came to my mind was to start thinking, of course, a natural thought of how much would he give me out of us? You just assumed that he would give you something because he's my friend. He was my friend. Oh, okay. He had eaten my food before. Oh, okay. I have helped him in academic performance to improve his academics before. Oh, okay. You have contributed to, in fact, you have given money in the past. So you begin to build up. This is the result of self-importance, pride, anger, and hatred. Begin to build up hope. You should give me from 150k, I should probably get 20k. The story I'm sharing now is 2011. Yes, no, 2010. Immediately I started thinking like this. Another thought came into, and I began to tell myself, why? Who are you to him? Are you the one that gave back to him? Did you apply for him? Are you the one that helped him to pass the exam? Are you his parent? Who are you to him? Why? Because you are his best friend or close friend? If he begins to give that sum to all of his friends, how much would? Then I started consciously removed my mind. At the end of the day, when he called me and now gave me, I think it was 5,000. It's one of the biggest things to me. 5,000. I was so happy. But I realized I could have set myself up by overestimating who I am. And I need us to understand this. I need us to really understand it. We are not talking about, because people like to say that know your place in people's life. Again, I would say there is no way you will have a place in people's life. There is a limit to how you can relate with people. There is a limit to your place, your value in people's life. Once you feel in your own mind, your own consciousness, you begin to feel that you are higher than that level, that will only end in hatred and bitterness for you, not for you, for the other person. Be a friend because you want to be a friend, not because you want to play out your importance in that person's life. If I'm not there, you will not, the place will not be lively. If I'm not there, this one will not be. Many times, I belong to a lot of wider groups, and for one reason or the other, probably I contribute to matters. I joke around. I make places lively. Okay. Once people now begin to want to tell me, which has happened in the past, people start telling me, you are like the biggest person here. We need you to be here. Without you, everywhere is always. I always don't say that, but please don't rub my ego. Don't overbloat me. Don't make me become just arrogant for it's a force. That's not true. Yes, I may contribute a lot. The day I do not contribute, another person will come up. I'm just feeling a vacuum. Once I leave, another person will fill that vacuum. Whether or not that is true for you, it is healthy for you to think that way, or else you will begin to overestimate who you are, and that will always only result in you planting bitterness in your own heart. So, of course, yes, add value to people, be important, be there for people, but you are not. Tell yourself, know yourself that you are doing this in some way also to feel good, because it has to be done, not because you feel that the person would fail without you. Nobody would fail without you. Nobody, except of course if you are a parent listening to this. The place of a parent in a child is, I believe, is one of the highest so far. But the others, I don't know, lover, best friend, partner. Maybe at the end, I still believe, I truly believe that these ones, yes, they are valuable. Please let no one misunderstand me. They are valuable and important. But you who is rendering, who is giving out this service, this act of service or act of kindness or contribution, know that the other party will live without you. This is the bedrock of happiness. This is the bedrock of peace of mind. This is the tenet of living a fulfilled life. Thank you very much for listening. Dr. James Wahab is my name. You are important to me. Yeah, you are important to me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Remember the line of that song. You are important to me. I need you to survive. They said the person sang that song for oxygen and God. Not for anybody else. Yeah, thank you. That's an night note. You are important. Thank you very much.